Handout, Mrs. Tourtelot here. Today I'm going to show you how to work on the PDFs your teacher has posted in Google Classroom. Now you're going to be using an app called Notability to do this. This video will show you how to open a PDF in Notability, how to edit it, and how to submit it to Google Classroom when you're done. It will seem tricky the first time you do it. It's going to seem like there are a ton of steps, but I promise that once you've done it a few times, you'll get the hang of it and you won't even think about what you're doing. So the first thing I want you to do is to make sure you have the right settings in your Notability app. So you can see in the bottom right of my corner screen here, I have the Notability app. It's the pencil on the blue background. So I'm going to click on that to open up Notability. And then if you look in the very bottom left of the screen there, you're going to see the gear icon. I'm just going to wait for a second so you can see where that gear icon is in the bottom left. I'm going to click on that. That's going to open up my settings. Now you want to make sure that you have the top tab selected, that's auto backup. So you'll see there that I have auto backup. It's highlighted in blue. That's the tab I want to be on. Now you'll see there next to Google Drive on the right, you'll see there is a check mark there. So if I didn't have it selected, I'm going to unselect it right now. You'll see right now there is no check mark next to Google Drive. So what I want to do is I'm going to click Google Drive and it says your notes will now automatically back up to Google Drive. So what this means is Notability is now set up to automatically save anything I do in Notability to my Google Drive. Now if you look down a little bit lower there, it says Google Drive settings. You see destination is Notability, and then under where it says file format, right now it says file format note. I want to click on file format. I want to change that to PDF. So I'm going to click on PDF there. So now you'll see I've got Google Drive, a check mark next to it. I've got destination, the folder's called Notability, and the file format is PDF. Okay, so now that's all of my Notability settings are all set. So I'm going to close out of that. I'm going to swipe out of, I'm actually just going to swipe out of everything here to clear my desktop. All right, so our settings are all set in Notability. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Google Classroom to find a PDF to work on. So I'm going to click on Google Classroom in the bottom here to open it. So this is opening up Google Classroom. And we're just going to wait here for Google Classroom to open. My Wi-Fi is being a little slow today, so you get a break for a couple of seconds. All right, so I'm going to pick the class that I want to do the work in. I'm going to pick Mr. D's ELA class at the top there. So I'm going to click Mr. D's ELA class. And now I'm going to click on an assignment to work on. So let's see which assignment I want to work on. I'm going to click on this assignment here. It says New Assignment Metaphors. So I'm going to click on the assignment. All right, so you see there's an attachment, which is a PDF. So I'm going to click on this PDF that I want to work on here. Now you'll see in the top right there's a pen there, but we are not going to edit it right here. What we're going to do instead of clicking on that pen, if you look in the top right, you'll see a gray pen, but next to the gray pen, there's a square with an arrow inside it. So I'm going to click on the square with the arrow inside it. And then you'll see a couple of jumps here. I'm not touching the screen right now at all. I'm just waiting for it to do a couple of different things. It opened up my Google Drive. I'm still not touching the screen. Okay, now it's open and it's open in Google Drive right now. You'll see those three dots there in the top right. So all I did was click on that square with the arrow inside, and then I just watched it jump through those couple of steps. So now that we see the three gray dots in the top right of the screen, I'm just going to give you a second to look for those three gray dots in the top right of the screen. I'm going to click on those three gray dots. And the option I'm looking for here is send a copy. So if you look down, I'm just going to give you a couple of seconds for you to see the send a copy option. There's a little curved arrow next to it. I'm going to click send a copy. Now we want to work on this PDF in Notability. So I'm going to click share to Notability because I want to send this to Notability. And now here I want to create new note. So I'm going to click that blue button, create new note. And then in the top right there, you'll see in blue it says import. So this is going to import it into Notability. I'm going to click import. It says one file sent to Notability. I'm going to click done. All right, so what we need to do now, I'm going to click my home button. And now what I want to do is I want to open up Notability. So I was in Google Drive before. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to Notability. So we're opening up Notability here. Okay, so now at the very top there, you'll see that metaphors assignment that has been imported into Notability. So I'm going to click on that assignment, the metaphors assignment. Okay, so now you will see we have all the different options at the top of the screen there to make changes. So right now I've got the pink pen highlighted, so I can use that to write my name. There's also, if you wanted to type the text box, I can tap there and now I can type some text. I'm not going to do too much here. I'm not going to do the whole assignment, but you'll see you can go through the whole PDF here and you can either add on edits using the different markers or using text boxes. Once you have made all of your changes in this document, what you need to do is exit out of this document and get back to the main page of Notability. This is going to make sure that all the changes are saved to your Google Drive. So if you look at the top left of the screen there, you'll see the blue arrow pointing left. I'm going to click left. And now what you might notice is at the very bottom of the screen next to the trash can, it said backing up and then it said finished. So that was all the way at the bottom next to the little trash can icon. You'll see this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the file again and make another change. So I'm just going to write the date here, which is, it's April something. I have no idea what day it is today. So I made another change. Now I'm going to exit out of the file. And when I do, I want you to look in the bottom left of the screen next to the little trash can. You'll see it says backing up and then it says finished. So look now, next to the trash can, it says backing up, and now it says finished. Okay, so now all of our changes to that document have been saved in Notability and have also been backed up in Google Drive. So what we want to do now is we want to send this document to Google Classroom. So we're going to hit the home button to get out of Notability. We're going to go back to Google Classroom now. I'm going to exit out of here. So we're going to go back to Google Classroom. We're going to go back to where the assignment is, the metaphors assignment. Now I want you to look at the bottom here. See where it says your work. It says missing, right? Because we haven't submitted the work yet. I'm going to click on this gray arrow. You'll see it says add attachment. So I'm just going to unclick on that there. So before, I'm just going to show you that one more time in case you missed it. If you look at the bottom of the screen, it says your work. And there's a gray arrow next to it. I click on that gray arrow. Now that you'll see there is an option there to add an attachment. So I'm going to click add attachment. The option I'm going to choose here is Drive, because remember, everything that we do in Notability is automatically saved to our Google Drive. So I'm going to click on Drive, which is the top option. And then I'm going to scroll down until I find a folder that is called Notability. I don't actually see that folder. If I don't see that, so basically you have two options here. You can scroll through until you find the folder or the document you're looking for, or you can use this magnifying glass in the top right. So what I'm going to do is use the magnifying glass because I can't immediately find the file I'm looking for. I'm going to use the magnifying glass. I'm going to type metaphor because that was the assignment that we were just working on. And we see here, so I have two different documents here, both that say metaphors. So I'm going to look at the modified date. The modified date always means the date it was last changed on. So the one that was changed most recently, it says modified April 25th. There we go. Now I know today's date. Apparently it's April 25th today. So I'm going to click on that one that says modified April 25th. You see at the bottom it says adding to assignment. Okay, so now I can see the PDF there, April 15th, 2020 metaphors. That has been added. Now there's a turquoise button there that says turn in. So I'm going to click the turn in button. It says turn in your work, ? One attachment will be submitted. I'm going to click turn in. And at the bottom there, it says assignment turned in. Now that it has been turned in, now your teacher can see the work and can read it. I know this was a lot of information for one video. I would recommend watching the video a couple of times and then going through and trying to do it yourself. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. You can always email me.